The House of Windsor has endured many storms, but few moments in modern royal history have felt as cruel as the year when both the heir's beloved wife and his father, the reigning king, was struck by the same devastating disease. For Prince William, 2024 was not just another chapter of public duty, it became the darkest trial of his life, a moment when the fabric of his family was nearly torn apart by grief and uncertainty. The revelation came in an unexpected setting. Not during a somber address from the palace balcony, nor through carefully worded statements released to the press, but in a candid exchange with Canadian actor Eugene Levy, recorded for Apple TV's The Reluctant Traveller. In this rare glimpse into his private world, the Prince of Wales admitted what few royals ever dare to voice aloud: the agony of being pulled into not great places, when the rug of stability was ripped from beneath him by two shattering diagnoses only weeks apart. First came the announcement from Buckingham Palace in February 2024. King Charles III, during what was meant to be a routine medical procedure, had been found to suffer from an unspecified form of cancer. The news was met with disbelief across the Commonwealth. Here was a monarch who had only just ascended the throne after decades as heir, suddenly thrust into the most personal of battles. The public rallied, but within the palace walls, a deep shadow fell, and no one felt it more keenly than his eldest son, William. Barely had the royal household begun to steady itself when, in March, another revelation struck, this time from Catherine, Princess of Wales. In a video message that shocked the world, Kate revealed that after undergoing major abdominal surgery in January, tests had uncovered cancer. The poised figure, who spoke of her ordeal, was every inch the future queen, but behind her calm words lay months of private fear and suffering. For William, the duality was unbearable: the woman he loved, and the father he revered, both facing the same merciless enemy. He told Levi that his family had always seemed blessed with robust health. His grandparents, the late Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip, had lived into their 90s, symbols of resilience and longevity. "We'd been very lucky," William confessed. And then suddenly, you realize the metaphorical rug can be pulled from under your feet quite quickly at any point. The words carried the weight of bitter experience. For him, optimism had always been a royal reflex, the stoic belief that it won't happen to us. But when illness arrived, it stripped away illusion and left him confronting the raw fragility of life itself. What makes this chapter of the Windsor saga so haunting is the way it forced the future king into a collision of roles. As husband, he was a father struggling to explain to George, Charlotte, and Louis why their mother was suddenly absent, why hospitals and whispered conversations had replaced normal family rhythms. As son, he was the heir watching his father, a man he had long prepared to succeed, fighting to remain strong in the face of disease. And as Prince of Wales, he was the public face of continuity, expected to appear calm, dignified, and reassuring to a nation even while his private world reeled. Kate herself has spoken with searing honesty about her ordeal. In January 2025, she declared she was in remission, but her words revealed the unseen toll. She admitted that while treatment demanded bravery and a stoic face, the aftermath was harder than she expected. "You're not necessarily under the clinical team any longer, but you're not able to function normally at home as you perhaps once used to." In those sentences lies the truth millions of families know: that cancer doesn't simply vanish once the treatment ends. It lingers, reshaping lives and identities, forcing one to carve out a new normal from the wreckage of fear and fatigue. For William, hearing his wife describe the rollercoaster of survival must have been both heartbreaking and galvanizing. The princess's candor became a mirror of her husband's struggle, two people bound not only by love, but by the shared challenge of remaking their lives after illness. And yet, even in her darkest reflections, Catherine emphasized resilience, reminding others that the journey is never smooth, but hope is always possible. King Charles, too, struck that note when addressing fellow cancer patients. Quoting the late Dame Deborah James, he urged others to always always have rebellious hope. His message was more than platitude, it was a sovereign speaking as one of the afflicted, acknowledging that the throne itself had become another statistic in the battle against disease. He described the profound impact of human connection, from the hand of a hospice volunteer to the quiet explanations of a nurse, framing his personal suffering as part of a wider tapestry of human endurance. For William, caught between the two pillars of his life, wife and father, these words of defiance must have resonated. Yet, what his candid interview revealed was not only pain, but transformation. The prince who once seemed carefully shielded by duty emerged as a man willing to speak of fragility, to admit that positivity sometimes fails, and to show that even royalty is not immune to despair. This honesty may prove one of the most powerful legacies of this painful year, a future king humanized by tragedy, and therefore more relatable to the people he will one day lead. The monarchy has long depended on images of resilience. But resilience is not denial. It is not the absence of fear or grief, but the courage to continue in their presence. William's revelation of "not great places" is a reminder that even those who appear the strongest can be shaken. And yet, through those tremors, something new is forged, a deeper empathy, a sharper awareness of the precariousness of life, and perhaps a greater resolve to serve with compassion. This double blow may have been the most brutal test of his life, but it is also shaping him into the monarch he is destined to become. For in speaking not only of duty but of despair, William has redefined what it means to be a modern heir, not untouchable, but vulnerable, not distant, but deeply human. And in that humanity, the British people may find a new reason to place their faith in the crown. This story forces us to reflect not only on the Windsor family's private trials, but on the universal truth that illness spares no one. It is a great leveler, striking palaces and cottages alike, binding humanity together in shared fragility. And when the prince himself admits that life can collapse in a heartbeat, it is a reminder that what matters most is not pomp or ceremony, but the fragile bonds of family, love, and endurance. This event gives us much to consider about the monarchy's future. If William can carry the lessons of this dark year, empathy, resilience, honesty, into his reign, he may yet transform this trial into a legacy of hope. Now I'll turn it to you. Do you believe William's candid confessions reveal the makings of a more compassionate king? Or do you think his openness risks weakening the monarchy's image of stoicism? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep royal analysis.